press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, in the previous class we have studied about the reasons behind the change in the temperature and the change in the seasons, right? The change in the temperature in a particular day is because of the earth rotation, right? And the change in the different seasons is due to the earth revolution that we have seen. And yes, the reason behind all this is the ultimate sun. Okay, so that is the sun provides the ultimate source for all these changes, right? And we have seen how do we measure the elements of weather, that is temperature and rainfall, right? Temperature is measured by using the thermometer, right? For temperature we use a maximum and minimum thermometer, isn't it? And for the rainfall we use this instrument called rain gauge. Okay, so we have studied about this weather. And yes, in today's class we will study about the climate and the adaptation of animals to this climate. Okay, so usually what people do is we all kind of use the term weather and climate in the same sense. We use it as a synonym, we use it as similar way, but both these terms, that is weather and climate, are completely different. Okay, so weather means, as we have studied, weather is atmospheric condition on a daily basis or on a day-to-day condition, or even it changes in an hourly basis. Yes, we have seen morning it's hot, evening it's cold, like that. So while mentioning, we say the morning's weather is very hot. The term weather, the morning's weather is hot. Yes, that is the right form. But even sometimes we use today's climate, or today morning the climate is very cold, or yes, very hot. Okay, so that's now it shouldn't used. Okay, the right term is weather because it is used only for the short duration, whereas the climate is used for a long term duration. Okay, long term is about 20 to 25 years I'm talking. Okay, that is the climate what we the term what we should use exactly. Okay, so weather is just a short term duration on a daily basis, on a daily pattern. Okay, today's weather is very hot, tomorrow's weather will be very cold, or yesterday's weather was very rainy. So that is the right form, but we should not use that today's climate is good, or today's it's cold, or yesterday's climate was hot. Okay, so climate is meant only for the long term duration, and yes, weather is used for the short term duration of the atmospheric condition. Okay, so climate is average weather pattern. It is average weather pattern over a long period of time. Okay, so now how much is that long period of time? Maybe 20 or 25 years, like that. Okay, it's quite long. So weather is just a short term basis, and whereas this climate is the average weather pattern. Okay, average weather pattern over a long period of time. Okay, so this is the definition of the climate. Okay, remember it is the long period of time. For example, while mentioning the climate of a place, for example Jammu and Kashmir, what we say, there we don't use weather. Okay, that's when we use climate. The climate of Kashmir is very cold, or it is very snowy, right? Again, the climate of Rajasthan is very hot, is very dry, right? And climate of northeast states will be humid, or it will be having many rainfall. Okay, so the climate of Kashmir remains the same. Okay, it's been years, it's the same climate what we have. It's not like today it is very sunny in Kashmir and tomorrow it will be rainy. No, most of the time, most of these years, it has been the same climate. It's very cold, it's like it's always winter there, it seems like it's very snowy every time. Okay, that is the climate of the Kashmir. And in Rajasthan we don't have many, we don't usually get much of rainfall there. It's very hot and dry place. Okay, so that is the climate of Rajasthan, is hot and dry, right? So there, while using the term climate, we don't use the term weather. It's because the short term basis. But the climate of Rajasthan, okay, the atmospheric condition of Rajasthan is the not the short term basis, right? It's been years, it's been many years, like since the beginning it is hot and dry only. Okay, so that is the climate. So that it means that is a long period of time, means around 20 to 25 years or even more than that. Okay, so that's when we use the term climate. Clear? Weather means short atmospheric condition on a short term basis, whereas climate is the long term. Okay, it's been years. Okay, it's the reading or measuring the elements based on the many years. Okay, that is the average weather pattern over a long period of time. Okay, so this is the climate. Clear? Now let us see the next part of this chapter, that is adaptation. Okay, so now let us see what is adaptation. Okay, so like I mentioned, yes, climate of Jammu and Kashmir is very cold, it's very snowy, whereas the climate of Rajasthan is very hot and dry. So how do the people there adapt themselves to live there? Okay, so people in Rajasthan, they wear very light clothes. Okay, they they have their own things to get they have adapted themselves there to live in the hot and dry conditions. Okay, even it might be in the change in the clothes or in the behavior or in the construction of their houses, etc. So that depends. Okay, the same way the people in the Kashmir have adapted themselves using all the way these woolen clothes or being always warm, like that. Okay, so that is kind of the adapt what people have themselves. Okay, so here not only the people I am saying, even the animals have adapted to survive there. Okay, so animals living in the colder regions have thick fur. Okay, so that it keeps them feel warm. But the same animal, it does not survive, it cannot survive in the hotter conditions. Okay, for example, adaptation is nothing but how animals survive in the places. Okay, so this is nothing but how different animals or human beings or organisms. Adjust to their surrounding for survival. Okay, so yes, like I mentioned earlier, animals in the winter season, they have different different mode of body structure, or even their it's different, the living style is different. The people living in the winter season, their the type of clothes they wear is different, likewise. Okay, but it is not the same in the hotter regions. Okay, there is the difference even in people living in their lifestyle or even in the animals. So that different. Okay, so what exactly the animals and the people go through. Okay, So the different animals, how they adjust themselves, okay, so how they adjust them to their surroundings, that is how they adjust themselves to the winter regions or how they adjust to the hotter regions, okay, to survive, okay. So surviving is the thing here, okay. So the changes or the adjust what animals and people do to survive in their surroundings, okay. So that is what we're going to study in this adaptation, okay. Adaptation is nothing but adapting ourselves, okay, or adaptation of the animals to adjust in their surroundings to survive, okay. So that is what we'll study in the adaptation, okay. For example, in the polar bears, okay. For example, polar bears. So why these are called polar bears? Because they live in the polar region, okay. Okay, so where is the polar region? Okay, so this is the earth and this is the equator, okay, this is the earth and this is the equator. So this region, okay, so this region, this is the north pole and this is the south pole, okay. So these are the polar regions, both north and south pole, okay. The extreme ends are the polar regions, and here they don't usually get the sun, okay. The climate here is extremely different than that of what we see normally, okay. So these polar bears are found in the polar region, okay. So these polar bears have thick fur, like I mentioned earlier. The animals living in the winter region or in the colder region, they have very thick fur. Why? Because to protect them, it provides warmness. It is to protect them from the winter, extreme cold conditions. They will get protected because of this thick fur, okay. Whereas the animals in the drier regions, okay, that is example camel, okay, it's usually found in Rajasthan, most of it, okay. So here the camel does not have any thick fur because it does not need, it is already very hot and dry there, so it does not need any warmness for its body, okay. So it has different body adjustments to survive there, okay. Even see what happens is even we people, we feel very thirsty often, right? Even if we even talk too much, we feel very thirsty, right? So but what camels have is, camels while drinking water, they just can drink too much of water and they can store it, okay. These camels drink too much of water in a one shot and they can store it for further use, okay. And because in Rajasthan, in drier regions and drier conditions, okay, it does not get water whenever it needs, okay. Like other animals what we see here in the Rajasthan or in the drier places, in the dry regions, they do not get water every time, okay, or whenever needed, but their body has adjusted likewise that they can store the water in their body and they can use it when they need, okay. Again when they drink water, when they again drink too much, okay, and they gain too much and again they'll store the body, okay. They even have a structure called hump, okay, to store the food, okay. So these are some of the adjustment what that animal, that camel, has to survive in the dry regions or in the dry conditions, okay. But if you leave camel in the polar regions, it cannot survive. Or if you take this polar bear and live in Rajasthan in the desert condition, it cannot survive, okay, because already it's too hot there, and these polar bears have very thick fur, okay. So these are the different adjustments of their body to live or to survive in their surroundings, okay. So this is what adaptation means, okay. So how we adapt or how we adjust ourselves in the surrounding for the survival. Okay, so polar bears have different adjustments to live in the winter regions, and these some other animals like camels, they have different body adjustment to live in the hotter regions. Okay, so that differs. Likewise, different animals have adapted themselves to live in the different conditions. Okay, so that is the adaptation. Okay, so adaptation is features and habits of organisms. To better suit an environment or their surroundings. Clear? So this is adaptation. Adaptation means features and habits of organisms to better suit an environment or better suit their surroundings. And here features and habits is nothing but only not only physical changes. Okay, there will be changes in their behavior also. Okay, to fit their environmental conditions. Okay, so that is adaptation. Now let's see adaptations of different animals in detail. Okay, how different animals have adapted themselves in the different regions. Yes, first let's see about the adaptation of polar bear. Okay, now let's see what are the adaptations of this polar bear. You might have not seen polar bear in reality, but usually these animals are not found in India actually, but you might have seen in the TV or like Discovery, National Geographic channels, right? These are like the teddy bears. Okay, so that is, teddy bears are basically kept these animals in thinking, right? So this that's how they look like. Okay, they are white in color. Okay, small ears. Okay, small eyes. Okay, these are like bear. Okay, the what black bear we see, the same way these are white in color. Okay, not found in India usually, but you might have seen in discoveries and everything. Okay, so that is the polar bear. Okay, now let us see what are the features and habits of this polar bear which makes it survive in the extreme cold conditions. Okay, so this polar bear have, yes, the first thing is they have very thick fur. Okay, so why is this they have thick fur? Thick and white fur. These are very white if you had seen. Okay, so what happens is, why they are exactly white? Because see, yes, when I am saying the extreme colder conditions, it is very snowy. Snowy means the region is very wide, right? And so to suit the background, okay, so to suit the white surroundings, these polar bears are white. Okay, why? Because that white color helps these polar bears to protect themselves from other predators, or from other persons who can who actually tries to kill them or to catch them. Okay, it's because when they are hiding, when the background is already white, and even these polar bears are white. Okay, so you cannot differentiate between the background and the polar bear usually. Oh, that's how they just can run away. Okay, and they just protect themselves from the predators. Okay, it also helps them to catch the prey. Okay, see, it's the same reason. When already it is white background and these polar bears are white, so the different animals present there, cannot recognize, this is the polar bear, or no, this is just the snowy place. Okay, they cannot recognize. That's how this white fur helps the polar bear. Okay, the animal cannot recognize it, and this polar bear can easily catch its prey, or to actually, or whatever it want to eat the different organism. Okay, it easily can catch it because the other organism cannot recognize which is this white polar bear and which is the white background there. Okay, so that's how this white color helps this polar bear to protect and to catch its prey. Okay, meant for the protection. Okay, if someone tries to kill it or catch it, and also helps to catch its prey. Okay, and it has a thick fat layer. Okay, so it has a thick fat layer beneath its fur. Okay, so this polar bear also has thick fat fur apart from being white in color. Okay, so why this fat layer, like how this helps? Okay, so this fat layer provides insulation. What does this fat layer do? It provides insulation, that is nothing but heat. Okay, that is what it needs to the body, right? The environment is extremely cold. Okay, and like if it's cold here, we use sweater, shawls, or socks. We take too much measures, right, when we are feeling too cold. But these animals, they do not wear sweaters. Their skin, their fur itself is sweater for them. Okay, so that is the reason it is very thick. Okay, that's naturally, it is how it's made. Okay, naturally it's very thick, it protects themselves, and the layer beneath that fur, that is the fat layer, what it has is very thick, and that fat layer provides insulation, that is heat. It provides heat to the body, and it does not allow the heat to pass through. Okay, we all bodies, okay, even human beings, everything, we all emit heat, right? We have studied about this heat in the previous chapters. Okay, so we all emit heat, but this fat layer, or too much of the fat layer, does not allow the heat to pass through the body. Okay, it traps the heat inside. That's why the animal feels warm. Okay, even in the extreme conditions. Okay, so it's like for example, fat people, when the people extremely, when they're too much fat, they do not feel cold usually. It's because they have a very thick fat layer under their skin. Okay, so that's why they do not feel usually cold. Okay, even if they walk a little, or if they do some work, or even a little of work, they'll feel very tired, and they'll feel very hot, they'll feel sweating. Okay, they'll start sweating all the way. Okay, that is the reason of because of this fat layer. There's too much of fat collected, and yes, that fat layer provides insulation, that is nothing but the heat, and it does not allow the heat to pass through it, and they'll feel hot. Okay, so that is the same thing with this polar bears. Okay, and another thing is white and large paws. Yes, can we walk in snow very easily like we walk on land? No, right? Yes, here we can, aram se walk all the way, like we can run, we can do whatever you want. But when we have a snowy base, okay, we cannot walk very easily. Okay, it's very hard to walk there, because we are meant, okay, our body has adjusted for this place. Okay, like on the land, like proper typical to walk on the soil or stone like that. But there, when it is too snowy, we are not meant, we are not used to walk there. Okay, our legs are not meant. But here these animals have it has very wide and large paws, okay, very wide and large paws, okay. So this, the paws what we have, it's very wide and very large, so that they can easily walk on the snow, okay. So that is the reason they can easily walk, and even it helps them to survive there, and yes, they even have strong they even have the strong ability of smell. Yes, okay, comparatively they have very strong ability of smell, so that they can easily catch their prey, okay. Even in the far away distance they can just feel them, they can just smell them, and they can go and catch them easily. So again, this is one of the adaptation, okay, what this polar bear has, okay. Yes, again this has what? Small ears. Why do they have small ears? Because to reduce the heat. Okay, it has small ears to reduce the heat. Okay, so usually when we have large ears, like different animals have, we all emit heat, right? So when there is opening, a big opening there, most of the heat gets released, okay, to the atmosphere. But when these animals are having very small ears, this reduces the heat transfer to the outside, because they need heat, okay. They don't get heat from the surroundings, okay. Their body heat itself, they need to trap inside, okay. They should not leave it around to the surroundings, okay, to make them feel warm, to make them feel hot, okay. In that winter condition, their body heat itself, they need to trap it, okay. So having small ears helps them to reduce the heat flow out to the surroundings. And yes, again they have sharp teeth. Okay, so they have sharp teeth to catch their prey, to eat it, to just tear the flesh they get. Okay, so these are some of the adaptations of polar bears, what we are seeing in polar regions. Okay, so these are the adaptations what polar bear has. That is, it has thick and white fur. Okay, this is thick fur is mainly to provide the warmness. Okay, yes, this fur itself is kind of a blanket for them. Okay, in the winter season or in winter condition, they do not get any extra thing to protect themselves. They don't naturally, it's built up. Okay, so this white and thick fur helps them to provide the warmness they need, and white fur, okay, white color fur helps them to protect from the predators. Okay, if someone tries to kill them or catch them, they protect themselves because they cannot recognize the white background and this white polar bear. Okay, so that is the reason they are white in color. And yes, that also the same reason it can easily catch the prey. Okay, so again they have very thick layer of fat. Okay, that is because to provide insulation or heat. Okay, and it does not allow heat to pass through the body. Like I said, they do not get any heat from the outer surface. Okay, their body need heat itself, they need to protect. Okay, or their body heat itself, they need to trap so that it does not go to the surroundings. Okay, and also they have wide and large paws. Okay, so even these helps them to walk on the snow and even to swim in the water. Okay, swim easily. Also they have strong ability to smell, that is to catch their prey. Again they have, yes, small ears to reduce the heat to the surrounding, and they have sharp teeth to bite or to catch the prey. Okay, so this is about the adaptations of polar bear living in the polar regions. Okay, so this is about the polar bear. Now next we'll see about one more animal present in the polar region, that is penguins. Clear? Again, these are not found in India, these are just found in polar regions, but we have seen in this TVs, discoveries and everything. Okay, so how does this penguin look like? Okay, it has wings, like wings, it's not the proper wings, it's kind of flippers, and again this is same white in color, right? It just have some small black wings, but the whole body is white in color, right? So let us see what are the adaptations of these penguins. Yes, even this has thick fat layer. Okay, again the reason is same, that is to provide insulation, right, to provide the heat. Okay, and it does not allow the heat of its body to pass through the surrounding, it just traps the heat, the fat layer. Okay, so that is the reason it has fat layer. And again, yes, it is white in color, it's because the same thing. Okay, the background is white, they can just protect themselves from the predators. Okay, and even they can easily catch their prey. And this has webbed feet. So this is one of the adaptation of this penguin, it has webbed feet. Like you might have seen, it does not have no different separate fingers like other birds or other animals do. It has webbed. Okay, the single structure just webbed like this to walk on the snow. Okay, and yes, they always stay in groups. Okay, they always stay in group, unlike being single, right? For example, this is why, because see, in a room, if some one or two people are sitting, you will feel normal, you'll feel like normal condition. But again, in the same room, if you are filled with some 20 members, you will start feeling hot, right? Because every body emits heat, right? And there is just a small place, and if there is a large group of people and everybody is emitting heat, you will feel warm, you will feel hot, right? It's the same thing, these stay in groups for the warmness. Okay, it stays in group for the warmness. Okay, they'll feel hot. Okay, you might have observed in discoveries in National Geographic, whenever you see a penguin, there's a group of it, playing in the water, swimming, playing around, doing this and that, right? They always stay in a group. That is because to provide them the warmness. Okay. Yes. So this is about the penguin, and also these have, yes, streamlined body. These have streamlined body, again that is to reduce the resistance of water while swimming. Okay, these are the good swimmers, these penguins. Okay, this body is streamlined. Streamlined body means they have a narrow front and the back end, and the body, the middle part will be big or too heavy. Okay, so that is the streamlined body, and yes, that is because to reduce the resistance of water so that they can comfortably swim in the water. Okay, and even these penguins can fly underwater. This is again important thing for adaptation. It's because their wings are shaped like flippers. Okay, so these can fly underwater. See, it's so amazing, right? These penguins can fly underwater. It's because their wings. Okay, this does not have like typical wings like other birds do. It has structure is kind of flippers. Okay, so these are the adaptations of the penguins which makes it to survive in the polar region. Okay, So the adaptations are, yes, again it is white in color. The same reason it protects themselves from the predators and of course to catch the prey also. Okay, and it has a fat layer. This fat layer provides the insulation or heat, right? So which provides them the warmness. These have webbed feet. Okay, it does not have a single finger like feet, unlike other animals. It has a webbed feet. Okay, which makes it comfortable to walk on the snow. Okay, and also they stay in groups for for the warmness. Okay, for themselves to feel warm, they stay in groups, and also they have streamlined body. Okay, for streamlined body, that body nature helps them to resist the water flow while swimming. Okay, so they can easily swim in the waters and they can fly underwater. That is, they have because of the wings are shaped like flippers. Okay, so these are some of the adaptations of these penguins which makes it to survive easily in the polar regions. Okay, so this is about today's class. In the next class we will see different animals having more different adaptations. Thank you.